Welcome. You with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another chapter. Read from out of Exodus. You know that last read was some heat. You know what I mean? I liked it. I really did. It there was some things that really, you know what I mean, was explained. You get it. It showed some contradiction. It showed how you should process it, and you definitely gotta remember how you will process something else in this holy Bible, because you will come across it again, and it will be written a different way. You understand what I'm saying? It will be written a different way. Look, let's get into this read, and we're on chapter 34, and the title is Moses makes new tablets. And the Lord said to Moses, cut 2 tablets of stone like the first one, and I will write on these tablets the words that were on the first tablets which you broke. So be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning to Mount Sinai, and present yourself to me there on the top of the mountain. And no man shall come up with you, and let no man be seen throughout all the mountain. Let neither flocks nor herds feed before that mountain. So he cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones. Then Moses rose early in the morning and went up Mount Sinai, as the Lord had commanded him. And he took in his hand the 2 tablets of stone. Now the Lord descended in the cloud and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name of the Lord. And the Lord passed before them and proclaimed, the Lord, the Lord God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abounding in goodness and truth. Keep mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. By no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and the fourth generation. So Moses made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshiped. Then he said, if now I have found grace in your sight, O Lord, let my Lord, I pray, go among us, even though we are a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us as your inheritance. Now, peep this out, right? You see how the sin can go on from generation to generation. You see how the curse, not the sin, but the curse can go from generation to generation to generation to generation. I'm going to say this to you now, you know what I mean? If I'm accurate and if I'm correct, do you understand why these babies out here a little pissed at us parents? Because they're trying to figure out, if you know all this about religion, why did you even have us? You understand? Do you really get this? You really getting this, right? You really getting it? Look, stop thinking your baby's stupid. Stop thinking your baby's ignorant. Your babies know a lot more than you think. Most of these babies I've been around know religion like that. They come out the womb. You understand? My son-in-law, that youngest one, that's a pastor. All he needed was the right guidance. And yeah, that's a pastor. I'm telling you, he have ministered to me. I've seen him take the chairs, our kitchen table chairs, set them up like we're in the church, and he got a book just going. You understand what I'm saying? Just going. You feel me? Going. Going. My youngest son always asks, as we going to the church, my biological son, my youngest, are we going to church this weekend? Are we doing this weekend? You got what I'm saying? They already know this stuff. They come out the womb knowing it. You understand what I'm saying? And I believe all our babies come out the womb knowing it. We don't guide them in the right directions to keep it in their life. You understand what I'm saying? So when I tell you this right here, how can any parent out here, you get me? Any parent out here never feel you haven't failed your child, because you have. You get it? You have. Say it to yourself. You get it? Own up to your BS. Stop thinking you're the most greatest parent alive, because you're not. You understand? You're not. You get it? Verse 10, the covenant renewed. And he said, behold, I make a covenant before all your people. I will do marvels such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among whom you are shall see the work of the Lord. For it is an awesome thing that I will do with you. Observe what I command you this day. Behold, I am driving out from before you the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to yourself, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you are going, lest it be a snare in your midst. And I want to say this to you Jews right now. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking to you Jewish. I'm talking to the Jewish family, since y'all say you're not a community, you a family. How can you go against Jesus Christ when Moses restored the covenant? Moses restored it. Then Jesus restored it. When Jesus gave his life up, Jesus, you get me? Jesus Christ, whatever his last name was, because I ain't seen yet anybody detailing what their last name was. I done seen people call it Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus Christ. You understand what I'm saying? The Holy One, the spiritual one, the Father, the Son. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying this to you now. Moses restored the covenant. Jesus restored the covenant. What you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? Because see, Satan ain't gonna restore it for you. You get it? Satan just not gonna restore it for you. Verse 12. No. Verse 13. But you shall destroy their altars, break their sacred pillars, and cut down their wooden images. For you shall worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous is a jealous God. Test you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they play their harlot with their gods, and make sacrifices to their gods, and one of them invites you, and you eat of his sacrifice. Now it speaks of the great harlot in Revelation, right? Right? That's a sign letting you know that this is the end of the times. Because you see, we're in the Old Testament. And I believe I explained to you during Revelations that I remember reading about the harlot in the Old Testament. Lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they play the harlot with their gods, and make sacrifice to their gods, and one of them invites you, and you eat of his sacrifice, and you take of his daughters for your sons, and his daughters play the harlot with their gods, and make your sons play the harlot with their gods. You shall make no molded gods for yourselves. The feast of unleavened bread you shall keep 7 days. You shall eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, in the appointed time of the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib you came out from Egypt. Now let's pause this for a minute. We're going to get into verse 19, and I want to look up harlot. You get what I'm saying? I want to look this up for you, for those of you that may not get it. Those of you that do get it, let's refresh some things. And I'm not going to type in the great harlot. I'm going to just say harlot. Dated, derogatory, a woman who has many casual sexual encounters or relationships. He called her a harlot. Number 2, a prostitute. Let's go and get into 19. All that open the womb are mine, and every male firstborn among your livestock, whether ox or sheep. But the firstborn of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb, and if you will not redeem him, then you shall break his neck. All the firstborn of your sons you shall redeem, and none shall appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day you shall rest, and plowing time and in harvest you shall rest. And you shall observe the feast of weeks, of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end. 3 times in the year all your men shall appear before the Lord God of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before you and enlarge your borders. Neither will any man covet your land when you go up to appear before the Lord your God 3 times in the year. Now, what do you think that means when it says that I will, where we at? 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 Enlarge your borders. How do you process that? Enlarging your borders. Everything in that land that they're going to, that is a piece of land upon this earth that is fruitful with natural resources. So if you're going to enlarge my borders, what that means? Other countries, other cultures need what is in this land. And who's going to protect you? Who's going to protect you? Let me urge. You get me? I don't care if you do an Alexander the Great, you're going to lose. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to lose. You get it? 25. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with heaven, nor shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left until morning. The first of the first fruits of your land you shall bring to the house of the Lord your God. You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. Then the Lord said to Moses, write these words, for according to the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. So he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He neither ate bread nor drank water, and he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. And this sounds like the Passover, right? This sounds almost like the Passover, right? Right? You're supposed to make a sacrifice during your Passover, right? Cool. Let's go and get into verse 29, and the title of verse 29 is The Shining Face of Moses. Now it was so when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, and the 2 tablets of the testimony were in Moses' hand when he came down from the mountain, that Moses did not know that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. So when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. Then Moses called to them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned to him, and Moses talked with them. Afterward, all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them as commandments all that the Lord had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. And when Moses had finished speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But whenever Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he would take the veil off until he came out, and he would come out and speak to the children of Israel whatever he had been commanded. And whenever the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone, then Moses would put the veil on his face again until he went in to speak with him. That's the end of chapter 34. And I'm going to tell you this, man, you know what I mean? I don't know if he's doing it right by covering up that glow, that shine. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if he's doing it right. I like to look in the mirror and see a glow. I do. I love that. That let me know I'm doing something righteous. That let me know I am in the Lord's. I am in whom I pray to favor. You get what I'm saying? But I just say this to you, you know what I mean? It's there for you. Yeah. You get it? It's there for you. I said what I said yesterday in some posts on my Tuesday account, and I mean what I no on my Twitter account, and I mean what I said. You get it? You understand? It's a lot of us misleading, misguiding, and it's time for it to stop. I get you want attention. I get you want to be able to lead, but you're a hypocrite. You feel me? You're a hypocrite, and most of these women are looking for some type of guidance. You have took their attention off of men that have been 100% honest with them. You get it? You have took their attention off of men that has been 100% honest with them. When are you going to be 100% honest with them? Because see, it's not about sucking eggs to get people attention. Sometimes you got to hit them with the tough love. You got to hit them straight on. You got to put the hammer right in the nail. Boom, boom, boom. Explain what you see in them. Explain what you see in them from the actions they show. You get it? If a person really want to change, if a person really come to you and say, look, I need your advice, I need your help. But when you're giving them your advice, they don't know how to accept it, and they want to say, no, you got me wrong, nah, yeah. They don't want your advice. They just want they want somebody to conversate with. You understand? They're lonely. They're bitter. They're lonely. Or they're trying to figure a way to get into your life, into your business, to destroy everything you have built around you. So watch yourself. You know what I mean? It's a true statement. Watch the company you keep. That sometimes the company you keep will kill you, physically kill you, mentally kill you, socially kill you. Look, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. It's been another read of Exodus. I'm out. You gotta know I love you. You gotta know